What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to draw a full body using proportions. The human body is about 7.5 heads tall. Usually, that's the classic proportion. It can deviate from that. The head can be really stretched out, and the person can be more stretched out, or the person can be more petite, having the same proportions, or the person could have very short legs and that could be a little out of proportion. But this is the classic proportion, and this is going to help you draw a full body from imagination or as you're drawing what you see. This is a great way to do it. So I'm using this as my guide, and I'm going to create a head. Now in the past you might have drawn a stick figure, and it might have looked like this. So you might have put the little feet and the little hands even as a detail. We're going to use the same concept. Instead of using a stick figure, and I want you to kind of go along with me, we're going to imagine the head, and then we're going to make 3 links of that, so to about right here, and you can kind of measure it with this little head. And we're going to make the spine here, and you can see the shoulders are about 1.5 heads wide, so you want to put the shoulders here, and then the hips are a little bit less so, okay? They're like 2 heads side to side wide, and if you want to try to see if that fits, you can. Now, the elbows go about 1.5 heads down, so let's go elbow, and to me it looks about right there, elbow. And then the fingertips with the hand here, it goes a little below this area. So let's go ahead and make it go down like this. Now there's 2 heads to the knee and 2 heads to the bottom of the feet. So I'm imagining as I draw this head, 1, 2. So these are 2. Here's the knee, and here's the bottom of the feet, about an equal length of line. And so I'm just going to kind of draw a little oval for the line. Now we want to make this guy move, because very rarely are somebody just standing just plain. They're usually doing something, and that's why this is so fun. First of all, things that bend. Of course your joints bend, but your spine also bends, okay? And your hips can bend, and your shoulders can bend. So for example, if we wanted somebody bent over, we could use those same proportions, and we could shoulders a little wider, hips a little less wide, and then we can create any kind of pose that we want to. So this person looks like they're kind of dancing, and the key is the bend in the spine and these 2 lines here. You don't want them to come out too far or not far enough. Let's try another one. I want you can use your own imagination, but I want you to go ahead and use about the same length. Okay. I'm gonna make a really curved spine here, and so then we're going to make the shoulders, and we'll give it a little bit of this for the neck, just a little space right here. I'm sure you can break that down, but we're just going to call it a little space, if you don't mind. I'm going to put 2 hands up. Whoops, it looks like we've just spilled the, okay, this is like when I go ice skating at the mall, and I'm about to slip. Now, these are cute little stick figures, but we want to go ahead and put some meat on their bones. So let's go ahead and make one with that's and you can go here. I think I'm elongating it just a little bit. Let's go ahead and make sure you can kind of make sure that it's not too long. I did pretty good, I gotta be honest with you. We can put a little neck on it. You'll probably want to go around this head for the actual size of the head. Let's go ahead and make this shape here, and we'll go ahead and put clothes on my little guy. We'll just do an outline, and you don't want to use any part of the inside for the outside. So you can really see how it's kind of coming in to coming into being, and you can really see. The last thing I want you to do is I want you to take a trophy, and I want you from the box in the front of the room, and I want you to go ahead and try to duplicate that. Make sure you make it nice and big, so you don't get into some little itty bitty teeny tiny stuff. Drawing clothes is a whole other thing, and that is how you draw a body using proportion.